yeah. Campus USA, yeah.
This is Car Bros Podcast.
Wait for it.
Episode 69.
Actually, it would have been funnier if you would have said 69 and we had just no reaction, whatsoever. Just fucking moved along.
Whatever.
Do you want to redo it?
Yeah, dude.
Episode 69. Like that.
How you guys doing?
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna say a comment about it. I have something to say.
I say we just leave it in here like this.
Maybe. All right, ready?
Because imagine what kind of restraint it takes to just say 69.
Okay, I'll do it and you try not to laugh. And then we'll fucking see.
I'll act like
whatever this is, we're gonna run it.
So I don't say
Yeah,
anything.
you don't laugh at me saying 69.
Okay. Oh boy.
And then we'll see if you're all right. This
I say we just leave this whole fucking thing.
Calm down.
Yeah, this is why people wonder why it takes a long time to film any of our shit. This is Car Bros Podcast, episode 69.
The big 6'9".
Which is a very special episode because, as you know, 69 is a very funny number.
For reasons unknown to mankind.
Because if you are unaware, it has sexual undertones.
You guys need to grow up.
Just thought I would point that out. We made it. That is one of the original goals of this podcast.
Yep.
So we can
Next
go
one,
ahead
once
and
we hit
retire.
episode 420.
Yeah, now see you at 420. Then the circle's complete. All right, welcome back
To the studio.
to the studio.
You'll notice some changes if you're watching the video version.
This is
It's a very special episode.
I know.
this is John's boxed up kitchen.
The sign has been taken down,
It's pretty emotional.
decommissioned. We had a service for it. Sent away.
Oh, this is bad. Welcome back. Thank you for being here. What's up to our patrons?
Sup, patrons?
What's up, guys? We have a Patreon. Get in there, and then you will be one of the people I say what's up to. Google Carbro's Patreon and sign up.
What's up, Carl?
What's up, Carl? The Fierri is still not for sale, but it's almost for sale.
It's on the brink.
It's on the brink. We are listing it on Doug Demuro's new site, Cars and Bids.
Cars and Bids.
I just want to say Clicks and Bids.
Sup, Doug?
Sup, Doug? Yeah, their site is set up where they require 50 minimum photos, and I had taken like 30 of it. You know, I mean, they're good pictures, but it's when I was taking pictures. Usually, if you've ever seen Bring a Trailer or Doug's site, they're very similar. The people will take pictures and it's like, okay, here's this angle of the wheel, here's this little nick, because when you're buying a used car, you want to see all that shit. It's like,
Especially a car that you're not going to lay eyes on.
yeah, and it's like, this is a special car and I'm a very like discerning buyer. Show me everything. In my mind, it was like, look,
This car is not
you know
for
what you're
discerning.
getting. Yeah.
you're getting the Fierri. Like, you're not gonna give a shit about every, you know, it's like you either want this thing or you don't. And so I didn't take that many pictures of. I started looking at it like, should I photograph all the flaws?
There's like
The
1,000
rat's
pictures.
nest
Yeah,
of
it's like you
wiring.
go down this hole, and so I took a picture of like, it's like, here's the door gap. You know,
Yeah.
it's like, this thing sucks, but I kind of left it at that. And so that site, his site requires 50, and so I am down here now. I'm gonna take the remaining photos, and they seemed very receptive and like excited to list it.
As
so,
they should be.
As they obviously should
It's
be.
one of a kind.
It's what I expected Bring a Trailer to be. And so I would expect to see that very soon on his site. We'll probably put something on the page.
For all the prospective buyers.
Yeah, if everyone wants to.
Is there a quality standard of the photos or just a quantity standard?
Quantity, yeah. Because the quality is like,
So,
you know,
so it could just be like 50 like of those like Facebook Marketplace photos, like the one of that Lexus that you found where it was a photo of a phone.
Boy.
Remember that?
Do we have that?
Yeah, I can put those in there.
Yeah, so this a few days ago. Was that? No, I think it was Craigslist.
Was it Craigslist or Facebook?
Yeah, there's an LS400 Lexus for sale, which is kind of hard to tell because the photo that he used was
a
bad photo of another
of a phone
with
a cracked phone. I think it was the screen was cracked too
with the photo of the car.
So this is taking a picture of a phone displaying the picture.
Photo. Yes. And it was 3 photos, like 3 different photos, but all of the same phone.
And like the phone wasn't even centered in the photo.
Yeah.
We were trying to figure out just like how.
Yeah. So is there a worse display?
I think we should have at least one of those photos for the Fierri. Is a picture of a phone. Yeah.
the lead photo.
Yeah, make that the lead. Yeah, that was like probably.
Well, we were trying to figure out what's worse: them just default going to that as like we need to get these photos. Like, okay, you have those photos on your phone, but I need them in my ad.
I need them on my phone. How are we going to make this happen?
And what we're trying to figure out if it was worth. But they like tried a bunch of things. I'm like, how do we do this?
Yeah. What is the worst scenario?
Or they just immediately went to just take a picture of my phone with your phone.
Yeah. But I mean, on the other hand, the dude's got an LS400. You can't.
He didn't get to where he is making bad decisions.
You can't talk too much crap. Yeah, that was pretty sweet. Anyways, be on the lookout on Cars and Bids for the Fierri. I think it's gonna be I actually don't have any prediction, but I think it's gonna be interesting. I think it's gonna.
That's
one thing I can
confidence
guarantee with some certainty is that auction will be interesting.
Yuri from the Straight Pipes said he's going to bid on it.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's like, I don't know if it'll, because he lives in Canada. He's like, I don't know if we can register it here. But I was like, I don't know.
Oh, that thing can be.
Yeah,
it's international. I mean, if you have a YouTube site, if your job is to make money off of cars, it is kind of in your interest to own this thing.
Yes.
At what dollar amount you give up is, TBD. But like, I don't know,
50 grand, 60.
Yeah. In my mind, it's got to be worth at least 4,000 to 5,000 to about 20 people just off the bat.
Yeah.
Above that, it becomes interesting. But like, I don't know. This is the car to have.
We're going to pit all the major YouTube channels against each other.
Yeah. I hope Doug bids on it. That would be pretty funny too. So we'll see. I'm pretty excited for that. And it feels better than Bring a Trailer. I don't know why. I think because Doug had expressed some support for our Monterey video.
Yeah.
And he obviously likes the car and gets it.
Where Bring a Trailer is like purely a business.
Bring a Trailer is just like, I mean, I liked the idea of it for the attention it would have got, but this feels better to me off the bat. And he was pretty excited he was like confused and excited to see it listed. I exchanged a few
the car generates a lot of
back and forth with him. Yeah, so I think it'll be good. I think it'll help draw some attention to his site as well. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. Also, I don't know why this is on here, but you're both moving.
Oh, well, that was kind of tied into this being, well, I guess technically the next episode.
Yeah, we'll record another one after this, which will be the final episode in this house.
But this is the end of an era.
Yeah.
Yeah. Last time we were at your parents' house because people were looking at this house.
Yeah, and now this house is officially sold.
So theoretically, this is someone else's house.
It's true, yeah.
We are now recording.
We're squatting
in a stranger's house.
Yeah, but the funny thing is, John and I are. Did I mention that
I think so.
Well,
both of you are house hunting.
We're pretty much. John just copied me basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
So we both
decided
sold our current place and bought
new
places in the same, pretty much almost at the exact same time frame.
Yeah, bigger houses, both 3-car garages.
Yeah, so
moving on up.
Yeah, so which actually that I was thinking, well, in your new place, you're talking about you're gonna have a dedicated.
Yeah, so we get the keys. Right? We should get the keys this Friday, and then we're gonna spend that weekend. I have to repaint the bedroom that I'm gonna use for the studio because right now it's like hot pink because it's a girl's.
Hold on a second.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna fix up the garage, epoxy the floor, the paint fleck, make it look all fancy.
Yeah, because I was thinking, actually, one of my vlog videos, the first one, I recorded in my van. Mm-hmm. And I was thinking the van is not a bad, mobile
podcast studio.
I was thinking,
the acoustics can be done well in a tight space.
I was thinking, man, I could fix this thing up. I could we could just podcast
various places, Taco Bell,
rivers,
Chipotle.
Yeah,
outside of John's house.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the acoustics are good. It has enough space to
You can make it work.
have a couple people.
You can
in
definitely
there.
make it work. I'm sure people.
Damn.
I'm sure it is done. Maybe not in the automotive space.
Although what
Yeah.
I've heard that like CNN or like a lot of like news stations like have something like that.
Yeah.
Not a fucking Dodge.
yeah, sure.
Yeah, but it's like a mobile thing that you
Yeah.
just like sit inside and they like broadcast.
Yeah,
from.
it has the
That's, like,
giant like satellite antenna
right.
on
It
the
has,
top. We should get one of those.
And
too.
it has like all the lighting and like
Yeah.
the right acoustic
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, you could set it up
Damn,
for sure.
The Carveros van.
Yeah.
Go on tour.
We need some sweet graphics on the outside.
Hell yeah.
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 Well,
yeah, but anyways, in the process of, I saw that Mike Coyne had put the Magic Eraser onto our podcast topics list, and I was just like, I've been using those a lot lately.
it's a pretty good product.
Shout out to Mr. Clean.
Yeah,
Shout out Magic
to Mr. Clean.
Erasers.
Yeah, you can just use like, I could really scrub this, or I can just get a Magic Eraser and
Yeah.
take care of it.
Well, the reason I had put that on there is because three episodes ago, maybe, I don't know, I bought a Lexus LX470.
Original owner.
And it is higher mileage, which means it has been sat in a lot by previous owners. And so a ritual that I like to do, which I will share with you now, is I will listen to my full explanation before you go out and do it. I like to use magic erasers on car interiors when I first buy the car, because a magic eraser is fairly abrasive and you can legitimately fuck up an interior.
Yeah.
So,
So like
are you talking like dashboards and door panels?
anything.
Even seats?
Anything, specifically seats,
right.
but anything, because seat leather in almost anywhere, but very much cars, it's not pure leather. Pure leather is like you drop water onto it and it gets absorbed into it. Automotive interiors and like most couches or anything like that, there's a layer of vinyl on top of it before you hit leather. And so anytime you think you're like conditioning leather seats, you're actually conditioning the vinyl, the leather underneath as well, but there's a layer of vinyl on top of that. And so if you scrub too hard on leather seats, especially with a magic eraser, you can wear through the vinyl layer, which is not good. And so especially on high wear areas, be very careful with that. But the thing I like is I just give the car a full like magic erasing of all the sadness,
all the
and
past.
like failure of the previous owner's life. You know, you just want to erase everything, all the like body oil and whatever, and get down to a stock, you know, as clean as it's ever going to be. Then you do all your conditioning and whatever. So I wouldn't do it more than like once in your ownership, but it's a killer product for that, because you can just it will pull all the oils, all the
karma,
all the depression,
Skin cells,
all the arguments,
bodily fluids,
job loss, just anything from the previous owner. So I did that, and I was like, man, it reminded me that solid product. It'll clean it up.
Shout out to Mr. Clean.
Yeah, Mr. Clean. The other thing I do, the other detailing tip I want to share is if your car is more than like, I would say 10 years old, it's probably the limit. There is a product, which I am not endorsed by. They're not paying me for this, but it's called Gummy Fledge, and it's this German product.
I think it's pronounced Gummifliege.
It might be Gummy Fledge. Whatever it is, it's not expensive. It's this cheap little bottle, but clean all the rubber around where your door seals, the weather stripping, any rubber that has to do with the door and the body sealing together, clean it first with like Simple Green or some kind of like decent cleaner. And then you apply this Gummy Fledge to it, which is essentially a dressing for rubber, but it like revitalizes and kind of re-puffs up that leather, which is like tons of wind noise, outside noise, any of that stuff. That is also a really good step to do on the older the car, the better.
And it doesn't like attract dust, because all the dressing I've seen for like rubbers and stuff, like you put it on there and it looks really nice, and then a week later it's covered in dirt.
This is a very different product from like Armor All or something. It doesn't leave a shine.
Okay,
It's made for gummy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's more of a moisturizer and like fattener. It'll like put pliability back into it.
It's like Botox or lip injections.
It's a tiny little thing. You would not use it on like a tire
Yeah.
or something. It's anything where like rubber needs moisture put back into it. And it's a dope product. And so if you ever have like squeaking door seals or any of that stuff when the body flexes, like gummy fledge. So I'll try to remember to put a link in the description.
Amazon affiliate link.
Yeah, click on my link only and generate some money. But anyways, I decided to keep that car. I kind of asked people like, you think I should keep it or not?
In a reckoning.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just after like I did a little shopping around to see what other prices are like, and like frankly what I paid is just not,
It's not outrageous.
it's not even outrageous. It's not even like over.
Yeah, it's pretty close to market
It's
value.
like pretty close. It's pretty close to market. It is a California car with no rust, and it has been dealer maintained. It's like at the end of the day,
yeah, solid.
this like it's fine. It's fine. And so I decided to keep it. So I've just been like doing a shit ton of work to that thing, which is a slippery slope. Because when a car is new to you, you're pretty excited about it.
Yeah.
Especially if it's used. And it's like, where do I draw the line on what to change? Because everything is changeable on a car. And so it's like, I bought all new rubber for the sway bars front and rear. And then it's like, well, should I do the bushing? If I'm going to do those bushings, should I do
Go down the rabbit
control
hole.
arm?
Yeah. If I'm going to take this off, I might as well put
serious.
Yeah.
It's like, if I'm going to own this thing for 100,000 miles, don't I want to enjoy the upgrades of?
Didn't you buy like
refreshing this stuff?
the new suspension hydraulics or airlift or what was the part?
It's kind of like the shock absorber basically, but it's a hydraulic suspension, and so there's these gas rubber pressure shocks.
Yeah.
And it's when the car was new, they were $800 each from Lexus, and there's 4 of them.
Yeah.
And so people were like,
Nah.
yeah, it was like kind of a scary thing about owning these. But I bought mine for $850 from
All 4?
Japan for all 4.
Oh, I thought you were going to say from China. From
No.
Shanghai.
No, they're OEM. I only want to buy OEM stuff for this car, and it made a huge difference. But it's like, well, if I'm going to change that, why don't I? It's like you just.
Then I rebuild the motor.
Yeah, luckily the motor is in good shape. I'm not really touching the drivetrain. But yeah, I don't know. Everything I do to that car it makes it. That car has eliminated my desire to own an LS 400 or 430. Yeah, because it's every bit as luxurious and nice as the LS is. Just a different package.
Shape, yeah.
And so like it's such a joy to drive, specifically on the highway, where the 4Runner is like, it was nice, but it's just a cheaper product and it's louder, and where this is like fuck ballin'. Like it's really a joy.
So you're going to sell the 4Runner?
I think I'm gonna sell the 4Runner, which
On
really,
Cars and Bids?
I don't know. That really pains me. It's such a nice car, and I put all the work that I put into it was maintenance.
Yeah.
And so it's like you really want to just enjoy having a trouble-free vehicle.
You should just dump it.
What do you mean?
Like slam it.
Oh,
Obviously.
yeah.
Turn it into a track car.
Yeah, the thing I would like with the 4Runner is to give it to someone I know, because it'd feel a little better.
Get to see it every once in a while.
and
Check
they-
it.
I'll give you
And
$5,000 for it.
Yeah, like if anyone in the audience is looking for a 99 4Runner, I'd like to sell it to someone who I at least have some connection with, because it's like it's such a
Carl,
good.
come on,
Yeah.
stand it up.
It's just such a good version of that car where it's like you want to.
They could just send you like update photos like
Yeah,
monthly.
something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Let me know if anyone wants to.
Yeah, that like just being excited about something new. That's kind of how I feel about the new house. Not only just because it's a new house, but I'll have a proper. You probably feel the same way, Garrett. Like I have a actual 3-car garage, and so I'll actually get to see the STI every day. Because like right now, it's kind of my setup is it's like there's RV parking, and then I have like an enclosed kind of carport in my backyard.
Tent.
Yeah, where I keep the STI. And it's just out of sight, out of mind, like half the
it's just
time. Like
kind
I
of this
forget it's there,
thing.
like all the time. And like, I haven't even started that thing in like a month.
Yeah, when I have the M5 in off-site storage,
Oh, I remember
it's
that,
like,
yeah.
I better go.
Yeah, it's like it's a
Look at
hassle,
the
and you just
thing.
forget about it. Yeah,
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be nice to actually like, I can go wash it now.
Fired up.
Frankly, I don't know if this is. I'm sure other people do this, but just having a car that brings you joy in the garage where you can just see it.
Yeah.
When you're going out to take the trash or whatever. It does a lot. That's part of the ownership. It's like, you don't even need to sit in it.
Right.
Like, you just see it.
There it is.
So yeah.
It doesn't even need to have a drivetrain.
It doesn't even need to run or, you know.
Oh, speaking of that, I fucking remember, this was years ago, but there was the JGTC Supra. There was one like in LA with like just like a chassis, like with wheel, like it looked like a thing. You know, there's like no drivetrain in it
it's for
whatsoever,
sale?
and it was like $5,500 or something.
Whoa, really?
And I was like,
Yeah,
it's
that's
like at the time, it's like, what am I going to do with this? But like, damn,
You like mount it sideways in your living room.
yeah. I think it was in like one of those go-kart places. I think that might have been your body, like you know that Kia one. They would have like,
it was just like a display
they would
car.
have just have like a NASCAR, race car in there.
Yeah, if I had a lot of money and space, I would buy a lot of kind of art like that.
Right.
Engines and a single wheel,
custom rim.
a single rim that I like from a. I don't have a McLaren F1, but this is one of the rims. Something like that. Like I don't know, that stuff's pretty cool. But yeah, space becomes an issue real fast. Yeah. One other thing that I had on here is part of what I did. I'm not going to touch the engine. The engine in the Lexus is it's bulletproof. You don't have to do anything, change the fluids. But I did do the spark plugs and the coils. It has 8 coils on it. And so it's like the coils it has 200,000 miles on it. And one of them was replaced. One of them was aftermarket. And online people are, there's kind of 2 like schools of thought for maintenance. And anytime you look online, you'll see that where people are like, just change it when it dies.
Yeah.
Like, why would, I keep an extra one in the glove box and a wrench. And it's like, they are pretty easy to change. You could theoretically do it on the side of the road. And then there's other people who are like, I just change it all, and it gave no indication that it was failing, but it's been long enough. I got my money's worth.
All 8 of them go bad on the same day.
Yeah. And so it's like, I find myself specifically when I'm excited about a new purchase, I'm definitely of the just change it school because I don't ever want to think about this thing. I don't like working on cars is fun kind of if there's like a reason, but fixing a car that is broken, that is not fun. No. Like diagnosing something you need to drive to work the next day.
Yeah, that reminds me like when we used to, whenever pretty much any time we've ever gone to the junkyard, like we would just be going there to fuck around. Like even recently when we go, pretty much just going to fuck.
I don't think I've ever been to the junkyard because I actually need it.
Yeah, or at the worst, like you're looking for like, oh, my car needs like a door handle. So
yeah,
maybe I can find
It'd be nice
one.
to find a crack.
And then you see a dude fucking on a Chevy Celebrity, like pulling an alternator. I feel like, oh man, that would suck. Like, I need to get to work tomorrow.
Yeah, like I'm just trying to make my car run.
Yeah, I have to go pick up my kids.
I'm gonna get the belt off this junkyard car.
Yeah.
Well, that happened to me on Friday. Like I could like for the past couple months, I could tell the car battery in the Jeep was starting to die. Like it would, if it sat for like 2 days without running, like when I would go to start it the next day, like it was a little weak, but it always starts. So in my mind, I was like, oh, I need to change the car battery, and it's probably the original battery, so it's been 5.5 years or whatever. But I've just been crazy busy with moving and packing and all that stuff, and so when I went to go start the car on Friday, I push the button and it just doesn't start, and the little thing pops up on the dash that says, key fob not detected. So I originally thought like, oh, is the battery in the key fob broken? So I went and got my second set of keys and it still did it. And that's when I noticed like none of the interior lights were on.
Yeah, interesting.
None of the headlights had turned on. So I was like, oh shit, I got to fucking... thankfully, like, my wife and I work at the same place, so we just took her car to work, and I went to Pet Boys and got a car battery that same day and swapped it out. But
the boys,
you went to see the boys.
But I knew this before, but I don't know how common it is. But the car battery is under the passenger seat, the front passenger seat.
That is not
for the
common.
Jeep. I think BMWs, like some BMWs do it, like 7 Series or something.
Oh, do they?
I don't know.
I mean, some cars have it in the trunk.
Yeah,
the M5's in the trunk, but you can just get
to it. Yeah,
it's just a flap.
But the problem in the Jeep though was the battery was like pretty much all the way dead, like other than the dash lit up, but like I said, none of the headlights turned on, anything like that. And it's a power front seat, so I couldn't freaking move the seat forward to get to the battery. And I was like, God, who the hell designed this crap?
Yeah, remember last episode when I was saying the Land Cruiser Lexus is actually pretty fun to
Yeah.
work on because they
Thought about
is-
stuff like this.
As soon as you were telling me about that, I was like, they would never,
Yeah.
never do something like
or
that.
at least have like, it
or
wasn't
there'd be like a crane
Right, yeah.
Access hatch.
or something. It's like they just wouldn't.
like there's just a little like separate
Yeah.
capacitor that's made to move the front seat.
Yeah, or like the battery dies and the seat springs
Yeah.
forward and the battery presents itself. When I did the spark plugs and coils, there's a bolt on each coil, and you have to pull the airbox off and a rail on the other side to gain access. Every bolt was 10 millimeter. And there, you have to pull some hoses off. The hose clamps are designed to be done by hand.
That's
I mean, it's just like it's like they're handing you
yeah. Here you go.
how to do it. Yeah, it's quite a joy. So yeah, when you said that, I was like, oh right. Some cars it's just like, fuck, we didn't put the battery in it. You know, it's like, well,
And it's a big boy battery. It's like I forgot what the series is, but it's
yeah, it's like a H7.
Yeah, I
the
think so.
M5 is the same
Yeah,
one. It's like you almost can't lift it. You can hold it, but you
Right.
can't like get it.
And so to try to like get it out of the weird
Yeah.
web angle of the power. Yeah, smart. Thankfully, I was smart enough to like I'm gonna hook up the new battery with jumper cables and
That
then
is smart.
give enough power to move the seat forward, and then I
Yeah.
can access the current battery.
So it's all done.
So it's all
It
done.
was
Yeah, it took like 20 minutes to swap it out. But
I don't know why, but something that freaks me out about newer cars is like some of them it just like it isn't safe to just change the battery.
Yeah.
You know, where like usually it's like, yeah, you pull the new battery,
Yeah.
and then some cars it's like, oh, the dealer needs to do it.
Yeah.
Because
Your timing is going to be
yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's like the motor will run.
the algorithms are stored in the
Yeah,
battery.
you can't ever cut power to it. Where I was afraid of that with the M5.
The car will have to relearn how to start it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The car doesn't know how to start. So you
gotta
have
update the BIOS.
I mean, I think the newer BMW stuff is legitimately like that, where it's like the dealer needs to change the battery. Really? So yeah.
But driving the Jeep for like the first couple hours, because the ECU like completely resets.
They're
So
they're pulling like a
and
rail.
It's always like faster.
Yeah, it
and
is
stuff.
like
It's, like,
it
snappier.
shifts. It shifted way later for the first couple hours, so like it would
Yeah.
just like stay in the power band way. I was like, damn, this feels
kind of
throaty.
like resetting your computer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have heard that those cars that like learn how you drive and stuff, which I mean, I guess is any car now, right?
Probably,
I
yeah.
think that's how they all work.
Yeah.
But I've heard that most people, especially a performance car, most people kind of drive like not performance-y. 'Cause
Oh,
you're
yeah,
not-
around town. Yeah, you
you're
can.
just driving normal. And so cars like that are performance-oriented will be faster when you reset
Yeah,
them.
because it's like
Because
Yeah.
it's learned to like chill out.
Yeah.
Because you drive chill.
the transmission's like, what are you doing? Why are you shifting at 3,000 RPMs?
Yeah, like
Come on.
why are you at a 10th? Are you,
You
in
got
the
4,000 more RPMs. What are you
Are you
doing?
in the pit lane?
Yeah.
Like, what's going on? Yeah. One other thing that made me think of when I was doing the spark plugs I pulled out of this thing were like flawless.
Yeah, I remember you sent the picture. Yeah,
Yeah.
they looked like new.
Yeah, here's a picture of them. It's like it's always a crapshoot because to get to them is kind of a pain, and so it's $40 for new ones. So I was like, I may as well. But you want when you do maintenance to pull the old part out.
gross.
Yeah, you want to be like,
Thankfully, yeah.
ugh,
Yeah.
this thing's gross. I pulled those plugs out, and it was like they barely look different from the ones I was putting in.
Yeah, you accidentally put them back on.
Yeah, I was like, what are the old ones? And then I don't know if other people do this, but part of me is like, I should save these as spares.
Yeah.
As if you're ever going to need
In case I ever foul a plug.
Emergency spark plugs.
8 extra spark plug. Like you wouldn't just buy
Yeah, new ones.
new ones, So I did keep one. I kept one old coil. The coils were a little beat up, but the plugs look so new. But I was afraid of that happening. And so factory plugs in that thing are the Iridium super long life ones. And Denso now makes a even more upgraded Iridium that's like twin tip Iridium or whatever. And I was like, I always crack up, specifically spark plugs, when they're trying to sell you.
Yeah.
Like manufacturers.
The
try to
spark's
sell
going to
you.
be insane.
Yeah, and they there's all these graphics
Like,
of like,
lightning and stuff.
Yeah, it's like,
Here's your normal
here's-
bitch spark.
here's your explosion in the combustion chamber, and here's the new one, and it's like 26% or whatever. You're always like, oh, it's gonna be so sick, and it's like you cannot
Yeah.
tell the difference at all. But it's like,
I don't understand the point of twin, because the spark, if it's at a twin tip, the spark still only comes out of one of the tips. It comes out of the best, like the easiest tip.
yeah, I'm not gonna get into.
I know.
I'm not gonna, because I did read it, and I'm like
Yeah.
psyching myself up. I was like, these are gonna be way better, because I suspect
Double the power.
Yeah, because I was afraid of that happening. I was like, if I pull these out and they're new, and I put the identical plugs in that are like slightly more new, I'm gonna feel dumb. And so I was like, oh, these upgraded ones. And so in my mind, it was like, I am upgrading this. I'm not just doing maintenance. But, you know, according to their site, it's running better now.
There you go.
I could not tell you. Although I will say, I was getting an extra mile per gallon better.
You're up to like 12.
Yeah, I was doing 19 and a half on the way down.
Damn.
There may have been
Wow.
a tailwind. So maybe it was those twin tips.
Cruise.
It could have been the twin tips.
Pro
I don't
tip,
know. Yeah.
Carbros.
Hit up the iridium twin tip. Yeah, but like spark plugs and air filters.
That's my. I was gonna say, like when you go to
K&N
yeah,
or
or no,
something.
just when you go to like get your oil changed, like at a place, you know, they always like take out your air filter and be like, oh, your air filter's a little dirty, and they show it to you, and you're like, fuck it, who cares? Like, just
That
put it
looks
back.
fine to
Yeah.
me. Yeah, I always like the. It's like it's not an upgrade. It's just the more premium, like maintenance. It'd be like, well, you can get like the platinum filter. It's like it looks the same. Like I don't know. And then you put it in. You're like, this is gonna be amazing. You do all this maintenance, plugs, wires, filter, oil change. Then you drive it, and it's like, yeah, fuck, this feels the same. I think it's smoother.
Yeah.
Your eyes like it feels a
Oh,
little
I can notice it now. I'm getting an extra mile
feels
per
like, I
gallon.
think it's definitely smoother. Yeah, it's like you can never tell. Yeah, but anyways, okay. So I don't know if we're going to continue this regularly.
Yeah.
But last 2, maybe 3 podcasts, we had a segment called "Phrases No Self-Respecting Car Guy Would Ever Say." I think that's how we
Of
phrase
course,
it.
it could just be even a single term. Even, but yeah.
Yeah. And so we had a few people submit their own. So I'm going to combine one. This is a submission from Ben Long.
Sup, Ben?
Sup, Ben. And Nate Peters.
Sup, Nate?
Sup, Nate. They both emailed some. I'm kind of like pulling from both of them.
Cherry pick.
And combining sort of.
A little hybrid.
To create this new one.
A funnier.
Yeah, just get, well, they both kind of said this, but like,
Yeah.
this is the apex of both of what they said. And so in reference to a car, if you have ever said Tasmanian devil, it could be something you purchase, which displays the Tasmanian devil, be it floor mats or mud flaps,
Air freshener.
air freshener, but yeah,
Seat covers.
seat covers,
Steering wheel cover.
any number of Tasmanian devil themed car paraphernalia.
It seems like the Looney Tunes kind of had like a resurgence, like in the 90s.
Like a bad boy image.
Yeah, but then they just kind of like disappeared.
Yeah, what was the deal with people like co-opting Looney Tunes and then putting them in like
Baggy.
yeah, kind of like hip hop culture.
Yeah.
Like I don't think Disney ever officially
You mean Warner
or
Brothers?
Warner Brothers
Yeah.
ever like officially.
They probably did because they're fucking desperate. For
Did
money.
they? I
I
mean,
don't
you'll
know.
have people will legitimately put like Bugs Bunny
Yeah,
like
backwards hat.
with like a
Smokey.
with like a 9mm, like he'll be like making a tough decision. It's like, what? Where did this come
I don't
from?
remember this cartoon.
Yeah,
growing up.
it'll be like,
Yosemite Sam in a fucking basketball jersey,
yeah, it's like
dunking.
Bugs Bunny wearing like Kobe Bryant's jersey, smoking a cigar and wearing a bunch of like rings. It's like, is there like a chapter of Bugs Bunny?
Well, there's
that we don't know
just
about?
that weird like 90s like oh yeah, Looney Tunes are pretty bad.
Where?
I don't know where it came from.
Yeah, Tasmanian Devil, bitch.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, well, that's a cartoon, right?
Yeah.
Is there like a chapter I don't know about in Taz's life where he's like selling
South
blow
Central.
or something
Yeah.
on a doorstep? Like, I don't know.
Need an origin story behind this.
Yeah, is there some origin story we don't know about? Yeah. Anyways.
Pretty sure like all those cartoons have been deemed like politically incorrect now. Like
Oh yeah.
all this weird like sexual.
What was the
Bugs Bunny is like dressing up like a woman.
what was like the rooster, the one that like talked with a southern accent?
Oh, Yosemite Sam?
No,
No,
that's the cowboy.
That's not a rooster.
Foghorn?
Yeah, foghorn, leghorn, or something. Yeah, yeah.
Damn.
I remember him. I'm pretty sure he's not
Yeah, all
politically correct
they've all been
anymore.
canceled.
Warner Brothers is done. Yeah. Anyways, thanks for that, Ben. And Nate.
Thanks. Yeah, I had one that's it came from a Craigslist ad that I saw. It's if you've ever referred to a car as an old school, as an not as a verb, I mean not as a adjective, as a noun.
Oh, really?
When you're like, oh, that's my old school.
Oh, I've never heard
Yeah,
that.
Really?
Yeah.
You never heard people?
I've never heard that.
Really?
No.
Maybe you guys don't.
I don't brother.
I'm pretty. I guess we're just self-respecting car guys.
Because this guy, I don't even remember what he was selling. Maybe like
I hope it was old.
no, like he was like selling like a newer Mustang or Z28 or something. He was like, might trade for an old school.
Oh, he just means like an old.
I guess. But it's pretty common, like people that just call, oh, you got an old school?
Oh, really? It's just like older. Okay.
I guess.
Fair enough. There it is.
I think I've proven my point.
Yeah.
Speaking of Craigslist, something I was just thinking about, when you see, I mean, I kind of do this, but I try not to. When you see people's ads where it's like they set aside like a day to make this ad, you know, it's like the pictures are like over the top, which picture's fine, I guess.
I mean, not a photo of someone else's phone.
Yeah, right. It's like the other end of that where they're so proud of this thing. It's like, I don't want to deal with this guy. You know? He's not, he's like, he doesn't even want to sell this car. He's so proud of it. It's just like, I know, it's like the ultimate, I know what I have thing. It's like, don't even bother me with whatever. And then the other thing that blows my mind is someone will have a really long, you know, lengthy ad full of detail or whatever. And so it's like, oh, wow, this, you know, usually that's a good sign. But half the shit they're talking about is excuses why they haven't fixed certain things. You know, it's like this car is, you'll never find anything like this. Like, okay, one thing it needs is like the windshield's kind of fucked up and broken. But like that is very minor. And then there's a long explanation of why that's not a big deal. Yeah, it's very common. And if you know that, oh, God. But yeah, the over the top. I mean, I've been looking at some for sale ads for these LX470s because I wanted to feel out the market. So I was trying to decide if I should dump this thing and buy the better one or if I found the right version. And this is definitely one of those cars that people are proud of. They're like, it's like once they're on the inside, it's like, if you know the legendary, it's like, shut up. You know, I do know. That's why you don't have to re-explain.
Yeah, I always think it's kind of weird when people like try to describe a car as if like you're looking at the ad but you don't know what the car is.
Yeah, they're like half reviewing
let me
it.
tell you a little history lesson about the whatever.
Yeah, like on a forum dedicated to that model. It's like, dude, we
the
know.
Lumina Z34.
Here's the thing. A small skunkworks team of engineers in 1986.
Hand built.
By the way, the windshield's all fucked up. It's like
NBD though.
yeah, it's like not a big deal.
Car and Driver called it the fastest
Yeah.
sedan you could get in 1996.
If you are looking at what Motor Trend referred to in many superlatives, it's like, I know there's 6 of them for sale on this
In my
same
area, yeah.
forum. Yeah. Since we're on the topic, this is kind of related, but there are certain cars that as they get older, the owners will kind of like grasp these small, like kind of folklore things about that model to try to boost the price.
Kind of like Senna and the NSX.
Do you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, exactly. Where it'll be like, I don't know if like Senna helped develop, like when they're trying to sell it, or even I guess when they're not. But like, there's a few of them. One of them is the M5 before the one I own, the E34 M5. I guess they were hand built, whatever that means. It's like most cars have some amount of being
like chicks
hand built, you know, but like apparently they changed to a more automated factory for the next generation. And so the previous one, maybe they were like built off to the side, but whatever it means, probably no one knows. People be like, this is the last hand built M5. And then there's this other thing where they're like, people say that you could tell who did the final assembly by the way it drove. It's like, is that really a positive
Yeah, is that
thing?
a good thing?
This feels like Dieter's.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like, isn't that indicative of some sloppy ass
Yeah.
Yours feels more like a car that Hans
quality
worked
control?
on.
Yeah, but like I've heard that so many times. And then with the Lexus in 2006, they switched factories at Toyota. It used to be made in some old
Right.
factory where it was a bunch of like old guys, you know, because what is that called? And Toyota uses it where it's like kind of the most master like technicians.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
yeah.
It starts with a T or something. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But it's kind of this prized position, which means like you've worked there for a long time.
Yeah.
You're basically like a craftsman.
Right.
And so those were all the old guys who were building Land Cruisers
Yeah.
until 06. They brought in this new crop of very, younger,
Right.
but very qualified guys.
Whippersnappers.
Yeah. And so that's part of the story. It's like, well, you don't want one of those
Yeah.
sixes because there's way more problems with I don't know if that's true. I think you're just making that up. I mean, it's very much like when Porsche went water cooled.
Right.
This is the last air cooled Porsche. Always, the heritage. It's like, get over yourself. I mean, anything with a car where you have to tell someone the story to even make it matter. You can't just tell from driving it or whatever. It's like
People will do like this car was built in Japan. Like I've driven, like my friend had one that was built in Canada and it's totally different.
Yeah, you want one of the you want one of the like Wolfgang or whatever the German when they went to production in North America it's totally different. It's like, no, I don't think it is. I don't think it is. Maybe it matters in some places, but I just noticed that, especially when stuff goes up for sale. It's like, this is
The one, yeah.
you are looking at. I know what the fuck I'm looking at, dude. I see how fucked up the windshield is. I know what kind of owner you are.
I see the yellowed headlights.
Yeah, or they'll put a bunch of shit in there like recent maintenance by me, like shampooed the carpets. It's like that doesn't
Do anything.
that's not a thing that contributes to the value. Replace the broken stereo with another used but working. You don't
FM doesn't work.
don't need to mention that. Yeah, fix the antenna.
I've noticed a
mass.
few ads recently where they put. I know it's kind of common to like put a picture of a car that's not theirs. It's
What
like,
do you mean? Just like
Really? Like an
ad?
example?
It'll be like a project, like a piece of shit, and they'll be like,
Here's what it could
yeah,
look
like these ads, these other pictures are for reference in case you want to know what one with like
Here's
100
another
grand into it.
yeah, here's another
looks like.
modified WRX.
But
Yeah.
I've seen a few where it's like even the cars that they're posting aren't like that special looking.
Yeah. And
It's
then
like-
they'll post
yeah,
like a
yeah.
super street one.
No,
or something.
what was it? It was like a first gen Civic I saw, and it had like the picture was like a pretty cool looking one with like some cool wheels,
Yeah.
and they're asking I don't know $5,000 or something for
Yeah.
it. So I was like, oh, it doesn't look too bad. And then it's like the first picture is not my car.
Oh, you mean even the one they're referencing
Right,
is
it's-
like the Halo
Right,
is
it's
like,
like-
someone else's car
Right, yeah.
for sale currently.
Yeah, for like $6,500.
Okay, mine's a shell.
And his car is just like not. It's like fucking spider webs all over.
But here's
it
what
and
it
stuff.
could look
Right.
like with rotas.
Yeah.
Well, that's probably more honest, actually. It's like, here's what you're going to do with it. You know?
Like that was his fucking lead image. Like
Yeah.
the image that you see when you're scrolling.
Let me grab your attention with this other one.
That's not mine. That I'm not
Still
selling.
salvage title. But here's where I could have gotten if I
If I'd
didn't-
put one more paycheck.
yeah,
into
if
it.
I hadn't lost my job. Yeah, good stuff. Okay, here's a little bit of new car news, which we always struggle with because let's just be clear, there is a lot of new car news that we do not cover.
Yeah, shout out to our boy Savage Geese.
Yeah, what's up, Goose? If you want the like latest
Don't listen to
updates
us. Yeah.
on like actual new car stuff, let me just direct you to Savage Geese. If you want to get underneath and personal with like a Hyundai Tucson,
Yeah, or the straight pipes as we
yeah,
mentioned. But
yeah, shout out to both of them. We are not.
We're not your source of
You're
news.
not up to date if you're only listening to us. That's just the disclaimer I'm giving. But every once in a while, something breaks above the surface that we feel
that we can chime in on weeks after
we
everyone else.
we believe is worthy of comment, and then afterward we feel probably wasn't worthy of comment. But one of them is the Ford Bronco, which I did not know was in the pipeline until it was revealed.
Oh, really?
Frankly, yeah, that's how out of touch I
Even
am.
though they've been like hyping it up for like years.
Yeah, I did not know.
Yeah, the Bronco and the Bronco Sport.
Ooh.
Which are essentially two vehicles. They look similar.
They look
but
the same, but they're completely different.
They're very different. Yeah.
Yeah, I think. Well, you could remember you'd kind of talked about like how someone just build like a boxy.
Yes.
4x4.
Maybe like
Was it a
what, a
4x4?
year or two ago, I
Yeah.
was saying like there is a market for essentially a Jeep Renegade size-ish thing that has some capability.
Yeah.
Because if you want true off-road capability right now, it's like you need like a Wrangler or a 4Runner
Yeah.
or something, which is just a lot of vehicle.
Right.
That like you may as well have a family also at the same time. And so that's kind of what the Bronco is.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
like-
the Bronco Sport, you mean?
no, I mean the answer to my complaint
Right.
is the Bronco.
Well, the Bronco Sport.
What is that one smaller?
Yeah. Well, the Bronco is like a body on frame, more like a Jeep.
But it's small, isn't it? It seemed pretty small to me.
The Sport is small. I don't know the exact. I haven't seen one in person yet.
Yeah, I haven't either. That struck
I think it's
me-
about. I think the big one is about the size of a Wrangler. I think.
Oh, really? Okay, but smaller than a 4Runner, right?
Yeah, shorter at least.
I'd have to
well,
see
I
it
don't
in
know.
person.
There's a 4-door and a 2-door. So.
Frankly, I mean, in my mind, okay. Well, go ahead. Do you have comments on this? Because
No,
I'm going to dig
no,
myself
no,
into a
no,
hole.
no, go.
Here's my uneducated opinion: is when I said that, and they have absolutely nailed it. It has to be body on frame, which is just a worse design, but people believe that it's just hand in hand with strength.
You twist your body off the.
Yeah, it's just like the unibody is
It
superior.
has to have a solid front axle.
It has to be solid. Solid axle actually matters.
Yeah.
Even though it rides way worse on the highway, which is where 98%.
98.9.
Yeah, it's going to have a front solid axle. It's like that's what I want. Is death wobble at 60 miles an hour. But it's like it has to have a drivetrain that can take some abuse. It has to be body on frame. And it should probably, I would also say it has to have a solid rear axle. So burly four-wheel drive, and it has to be four-wheel drive,
Yeah.
obviously. Burly four-wheel drive, body on frame, solid rear axle. And that's kind of it. That's kind of the three pillars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not that it will actually be used
That's-
for anything,
right.
but it has to give the
It's legit.
it has to be legit on some level. I mean, it's like, I don't know, your average Corvette. No one's going to push that thing,
Right.
Yeah.
but you buy it because of the image. And that has really only been some Jeep
The one thing
models
I've
and the 4Runner.
now that you mention that, the one thing that's kind of interesting, because I've been looking at like RAV4 stuff a little bit, where it's like one of the things I noticed that versus like it's pretty easy, I think, to make yourself look like you're into off-roading. Or that you can just like, well, I parked on this dirt road and took a picture, and like,
Oh, you mean to social media?
yeah,
podcasts
just like
or
it's like
something?
you can like show like, oh yeah, I use this. We're like a Corvette or something. You can't like,
Oh, here's me drifting.
Yeah, here's me like
Yeah.
pushing it hard.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But like you can be like, no, I'm in a forest. And,
Yeah, I mean,
I'm camping.
all
I'm
that,
at the
like,
lake.
Yeah, you can make yourself look very active too by like driving up to a vista and posing in front of it.
Right.
The thing about like four-wheel drive and stuff like that, it's like I'm not actually into where you would need that rock. I mean, it's essentially rock crawling.
Yeah.
Because the reality is, anytime I've been, or it's like dirt, shitty, unmaintained gravel road to get to the trailhead.
Yeah.
And you're down there with your four-wheel drive, and everyone else is four-wheel drive,
Yeah.
and then you get to the trailhead, and there's a fucking like Corolla there. It's like anything will get most places.
Anything that's not like slam.
Yeah, you're not going to get stuck. You can get a rental car almost anywhere. It's like that's the reality most people don't want to confront.
There's a guy in a Taurus.
Yeah, I'm not kidding you. It's like you're bombing down this dirt road in your TRD Pro, what your Heritage Edition Land Cruiser, and you get there and there's like a Metro parked there. It's like
Sonata.
Any car will go down a dirt road. Any car will go down a gravel road. Any car will go. I mean, someone will get beat up on a washboard.
Yeah.
You know, but it's like the people buy things and it's like dropping an atomic bomb on this like ragtag militia to get where you're going, unless you're rock crawling, which is this tiny subsection of people who or like mudding or off-roading or I mean I am not talking down on the hobby. I think it's cool. I just don't do it. But for what most people use their vehicles for, it's like that is what Honda and Toyota are actually aiming the CR-V and the RAV4 at. It's like, yeah, we've tested it. You can actually get this thing. You can go pretty far, any fire road or like real mild trails, you can get down it. But most people, it's like, I want it. I want a TRD Pro 4Runner. I mean, I'm not denying I want the look, but like the capability is just insane compared to how they're used.
I just think with those things, it's easy to like make it look like you're using the capability when you don't, when you're versus like a vet or a sports car.
I've got all sorts of pictures of the 4Runner getting all bent out of shape on our boulder,
three-wheeling it.
Then I parked it and went into the Jamba Juice. Well, good thing I went with the old man emu body lift on this thing.
The super swampers.
I mean, a lot of people do that, but just I don't know, the amount of people who would take a stock vehicle and get it in some fucked up situation is like pretty low. Like most people are gonna want like a base model anything because they're gonna build it. Like really, I just don't. Maybe Jeep does. I'm not too up to date with them, but like pretty much any stock vehicle, you're gonna just fucking blow the diffs out of it. If you put like 33s on it and actually try to do anything, maybe like I don't know, but I think some Jeeps you can take like a stock Rubicon Wrangler and actually do that stuff. But like most stuff, it's like you're not gonna actually use it for what they're advertising it for. Maybe the Bronco, I don't know. Anyways, the long story short is I like the thing. It's cool. And it's a very smart move for them. It's like, fuck yeah. As soon as I mean, some vehicles you see, and as soon as you see them, you're like, that's going to sell.
Yeah, for sure.
Like that's slam dunk. Like they nailed it. That's how I felt about the Mustang when they first refreshed it. The 2015. It was like killer. Nailed it. Yeah. So good job, Ford. Way to sneak that one in.
Even though they've been teasing it for like 2 years.
Without saying anything about it.
Stealth.
Yeah, very classy move. Very classy. Okay, the other new car news, which I was not aware of until about 45 minutes ago, that this thing existed. I'm assuming this wasn't teased either, or maybe it was.
I don't think so. I heard about it this past week.
I don't think it was a complete surprise, but
okay. Yeah, maybe it was or wasn't. I'm sure it probably was teased. Anyways, this is Gordan Murray.
What's up, Gordan?
What's up, Gordan? Long time listener and fan, Car Bros.
We heard on Good Word that he was.
Yeah, that's the only reason we're gonna plug him.
Yeah,
we often don't plug friends, but once in a while. The T50. Which I can only assume is a nod to one of the most annoying fasteners.
And the 5-speed transmission from the Corolla A86.
Obviously a nod to both the Torx bit and 80s Toyota manual transmissions. The T50, which basically looks like, if you haven't seen it, here's a picture, I guess. You may think it is a mid-cycle refresh for the McLaren F1, but it is actually, I mean, I'm only looking at one article. I'm guessing this thing is brand new, ground up. But like, it's kind of thin on details, but it seems to be a reaction to, which good for him. And we've complained about this, these like hybrid ultra cars that have come out of kind of nowhere lately, which are just like, money grab,
do you want this?
Like, here's a thing. And so this seems to be kind of pure.
Yeah, it's like the car was like built to make like journalists like happy about it.
Exactly. This is like built for people who may or may not actually exist, but journalists
But are
like
very
to,
vocal.
it's
about
like the person journalists describe existing that we're not actually sure if they exist or not, but apparently they do. So it's just like ultra analog.
it. Yeah.
This car feels to me like what people expected the new NSX to be.
Yeah.
This is what they thought it was going to be.
Uh-huh.
This is like NA V12 with
Yeah.
a stick.
Yeah.
NSX has always been about connection to the driver. And so, good for him.
Yeah, it's like a small V12 with like 600 something.
High revving, extremely high horsepower per liter V12 with apparently very satisfying to use.
And it's light.
Stick. And it's like just over 2,000 pounds, if I'm reading that right.
Yeah.
So essentially the F1 formula.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks to me like, hey, I know the F1 is now untouchably expensive.
He was the one who made the
Original designer or something.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Right.
Yeah.
So he just
You
like
can't buy an F1.
Right.
So here's your chance
Right.
at another one.
Right.
Updated emissions standards or whatever. I don't know. Are these sold in America? The original one
I'm
wasn't.
sure it will be.
So they're making 100 of them.
It's like 3 million.
It looks like 2/3 of them are spoken for.
Yeah, but it's just, I mean, it seems like a cool car, but in a way, it's weird that it's this car where like people that could never even come close to affording one are gonna be like, yeah, that's the one I would get. But it's like it's kind of
Yeah.
weird thing where like you can like justify your own like coolness by saying like
The things you're into.
this is what I like.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like when you listen to a band or something and then like, oh, you don't listen to Tool? Like, you go listen to Tool and then talk to me.
Yeah.
Until you understand the like,
Early Tool though.
early.
Only the first two.
Yeah. Oh, you've never done LSD and listened to the Tool album? You're like, okay, you don't know shit about music. Get out of here. I mean, it's kind of that.
Yeah, it's just weird. Like you can build a car like, yeah, all the other cars I don't like them.
I only like this one.
This
I only like the Torx T50.
yeah.
Yeah.
That gear change
if it was
feels
my,
amazing.
if it was my $3 million, this is the car that I would buy.
Anyone who doesn't own one of these is an idiot.
I have a Miata.
Yeah, I don't own a car. I take public transportation. Also, we shouldn't be driving SUVs. But this.
This is what I would. Everything else is wasteful.
So is this? It's just called the Gordan T50.
Yep.
I think it pretty
There's
much
very
is.
few details. Are these renderings? I'm not actually convinced this thing exists. That's how I feel.
We'll have to, hopefully, Gordon will email.
Gordon, let us know. We should have just had him on.
He asked to be on, but we were kind of busy.
This is
so.
poor planning on our part. John was moving.
Yeah.
We only have 3 chairs.
Sorry, Gordon. We'll get you on.
I didn't want to sit on my knees to give him the chair. Anyways, be on the lookout for the T50. We're going to withhold our judgment until we drive one.
Yeah.
And we've got one. We're going to try to get one for a few weeks.
At least this will be another opportunity to get the 3 dudes in the seat.
Yeah. 3 guys in a T50. Anyways, it looks pretty sweet. According to this article, 2/3 of them are sold. So maybe this podcast will get the other third.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
You're welcome, Gordon.
You're welcome, Gordon. Good luck. Okay. So, and finally, the pandemic is real, folks. It is ravaging everyday life as we know it.
Oh, the pandemic. Yeah.
And it has only, I don't think there's a single aspect of life it has not touched.
Yeah.
And so another aspect which relates to this podcast is car shows.
So basically, every fucking.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess there's still like some car meets and some like cars and coffee type things.
Are they unofficial ones?
I don't know. I don't know if they're like. I don't know if they're underground, but just like they're not like
Sure.
big spectator events.
Pretty much every event everywhere has been canceled.
Yes. Yeah.
For like 6 months.
For a couple years
with no
out,
fucking end in
has
sight.
just been erased.
Yeah,
Select all on the calendar.
Yeah, they just canceled SEMA like a few days ago.
Yeah, because Monterey Car Week would be going on right now, right? Or next week?
Yeah, like around this time.
Yeah.
Wow, that's been a year.
I know.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's been a year since we ended
Good
Monterey
Lord.
Car Week.
Yeah, the final quail ever.
Yes.
I like to think we were the nail in the coffin. Don't worry, next year,
We'll write this shit.
2020, no one will be thinking about the 2019 one. We'll have we've tripled the staff. We overextended our budget.
What I keep thinking is, imagine if we were like, well, no, we can't. I don't think the Fierri's. Let's do this next year.
Yeah, we like held off.
Yeah, for whatever reason.
Yeah, nope, slipped it in.
But anyways, like pretty much since all this stuff started, like all the events that have been canceled, especially car shows.
Yeah.
And I think they did this with Monterey Car Week and a bunch of other stuff. They're like, oh, the event's canceled, but we're gonna have like a virtual,
online virtual car meet.
Everything has gone to Zoom.
Which I'm sorry, that sounds fucking lame. As hell.
What do they look like? Have you attended one?
No, I haven't.
You haven't gone?
I mean, maybe I'm speaking out of my ass, and these things are really cool.
Is it like a Zoom meeting?
I don't even know.
I don't know, but like, what do
different
you,
people like to have the floor? Here I'm in my garage.
Wasn't it in one of like Forza Horizon? Wasn't one of those games you could have virtual car meets in that game? Like you would drive your car to that parking lot,
that's like,
and then just post up next to it.
That's within the world of a video game.
Yeah, there are people already sitting on their couch.
Off topic, but speaking in Grand Theft Auto, I remember there was a video of like people would do that.
Oh yeah.
They would have like a custom car meet, and then like
people would always blow them up.
Yeah, like a tank would come in.
You could like, if you spent some certain amount of money, you could have like an orbital strike. Just imagine all these people like, okay, we're gonna meet up here. Bring your and some dude just fucking the entire
crashes a Boeing 747 into.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what they look like. This
I
would
don't
have been a
even
better
know.
topic if you had
I'm just saying. Like,
I'm assuming it's just like a chat room and people like post pictures of their cars.
The thing is, I don't know what it is.
But you don't like it?
Well, like, because people are like, you can show off your ride, have some pictures of your car. Like, isn't that
what's happening every day?
How is that any different than
like an Instagram feed? Yeah.
Here's my car.
No, maybe I'm wrong, and these are like super sweet and fun.
Well,
here's Tommy. He's rolling up with the pictures of his Mustang.
There he is, featured Mustang. These pictures are from 3 years ago. Professional photographer. So, I mean,
I've since sold the car, but
my cousin has. This is Nova. This is what it could look like. If it was like some kind of live, because I will say, when this first started, I was like, any of the live stuff, Zoom as a company, I don't know how they just became the default.
Yeah,
right.
No one even heard of them.
Yeah, no one had heard of them pre-pandemic, but now Zoom is just like the go-to thing. But like, the Zoom stuff is kind of satisfying. If it's at least live and you're like there with other people, I'm not saying it's better than what it used to be, but if these car shows were some kind of live, here I am. I don't know what it would look like. But if it's what you're saying, where it's like, here's
I don't know.
If anyone out there has attended one of these virtual car meets, let us know.
But we were talking about how it would be funny to like just troll one. We're kind of like virtual Monterey Car Week, and you just fucking roll up and like, oh, I have a McLaren F1, I have an F4. Just
sneak in with your. Yeah.
Where you just,
we've got some very special cars attending this virtual car meet.
Where you just say that you own all. No one's gonna fucking vet.
Yeah.
Hey, that's not your car.
Here's a photo of this owner's You're gonna want to join us for a little treat. We've got a McLaren F1. Coming to us live.
I have a Le Mans winning Porsche 917.
Here's a photo.
This is my car.
Yeah. Well, I'm curious. I'm going to withhold judgment because my suspicion is someone in the audience has attended one of these.
The virtual car show.
So would you please confirm or deny what they are? Give us some details.
Yeah. Is there a way to like do like a burnout? Like leaving a virtual
let us know if we can. Yeah, if you can like. You can be too loud or like disturb local businesses.
The idea of like faking, like just saying you own a bunch of cars that you don't, like that kind of remember when we used to go into like AOL chat rooms, like when we were like
I do.
16.
Yep.
Yes.
There wasn't there one just like street racing chat or like car chat,
Sure. I kind of remember that.
and we would just be like,
Do a burnout.
you would just like make up like, oh, I own a Ferrari. Like
You could just say whatever.
you were just like, remember one time you're like, my dad like invented Clorox. You're just like talking about how rich you.
Not much has changed on the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah, the format has changed.
From those early, the game has changed, but the players are the same. Yeah. Well, anyways.
Well, I was going to say in similar news, I don't know if you saw this, Garrett, but like Gran Turismo has partnered with Getty Images now to bring photos of their esports events, like official photos. So there are
So you can be a trackside photographer.
exactly. There are specialist motorist photographers who are going to be able to take photos of like Gran Turismo esport tournaments.
so you're in like Omni ghost mode. And
I
you
guess.
can, like, post up
Yeah.
anywhere on the track.
Yeah.
That's pretty lame.
Damn.
Well,
Looks
because the thing
like
is,
you're
you-
professional.
They're going to take your job.
But you can do that like after the fact.
Nuh-uh, bro.
The reason
These are live events though,
These are
bro.
live photographers.
These are live photographers.
Who are
taking-
you to judge someone else's?
This is just your job,
marketable
but you don't have to
skill?
leave your desk.
Yeah, you're just old school. You just can't adapt to the times.
I guess so.
Yeah, all that physical camera equipment you invested
Hopefully,
in is worthless.
hopefully they have to buy virtual lenses.
Yeah, you have to buy like new cameras and stuff. Yeah. Okay, well, this
What a
has
world.
thoroughly gone off the
Hopefully this
rails.
fucking pandemic ends soon.
I hope you enjoyed podcast 69. Surely our worst yet. Surely. Okay, well, if you would like to give us money for this product, if you feel like what we have just given you is worth
Anything.
U.S. currency, check out our Patreon. Otherwise, hope you guys have enjoyed. We will be back with episode 69 and a half. We will be back. Sorry about I just want to say sorry about the inconsistency of these. I feel like we've been releasing them kind of here and there.
Hodgepodge.
Yeah. I'm not saying that's going to change.
We just want to
But-
point out we're aware of the problem, but
Yeah, we're aware, but sorry.
Yeah.
I'm not one to be like subscribe and hit that whatever, but
Yeah.
that would help in this scenario. So anyways, thank you guys for being here. We do appreciate it. Thank you for listening. Hope you enjoyed, and we will see you next time.
Bye-bye.
see you.